Riverdale sometimes deals with disturbing and problematic topics. We've provided a list of content warnings in the episode description. Hello and welcome to Dead Ends. I'm Emily.
I'm Brenton.
And we have 2 new episodes of Riverdale for you. The season's finale. And before we get into this, we did lie. And we were wrong. And we thought of
We didn't lie.
Okay, we were wrong. We were wrong. But it's a lie because it's incorrect. We unintentionally lied.
There you go.
It doesn't make it any less of a lie, does it? Do lies have to have intentionality?
I thought they did.
Maybe. I don't know. You'd think I'd know this, but I don't. Anyway, we thought a scene happened in this finale that it does not. It happens 2 to 3 episodes into the next season.
3 episodes.
3 episodes in. We looked it up just to be certain now.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to wait through a little bit of Sabrina, which I'm very excited for because we're doing Sabrina for spooky season.
That's right.
It
for the next 5 weeks.
Basically, spooky season. It's perfect. And then we come back to Riverdale. You get an episode, and then the next episode of Riverdale will have the scene that we have been talking about.
So right before Thanksgiving.
You're welcome. You'll have something to be thankful for because right now the list is short.
1, 2, 3. Let's see. Yep, it'll be one additional week before Thanksgiving. But either way, you get to enjoy it. Have a little treat there.
Yeah, a little treat for you.
Yeah. Not that this doesn't have ridiculous scenes.
It's great. I love it. One of our listeners, Sarah, who is amazing, did bring up to me that the characters do not seem like that freaked out at all. Like, I mean, they're just very like casually handling all this. And like, it's one thing like shock, you know, like, but I was like, she compared it to Pretty Little Liars, where she's like, those girls would have lost their minds. Yeah. And I was like, oh, 100%. But like, my theory is this like is Gen Z written to be less like chaotic and reactive than millennials were?
That's a really generous reading.
But because I think about like the Pretty Little Liars, what was it? Summer School and
Original Sin.
Original Sin. Thank you. I was like, what's it? They also aren't like as big drama as the Pretty Little Liars girls of the original. And obviously these 2 have the same writer. So like, is it just the way he writes characters and versus like the way characters are written? But I like to think that it's like no, this was the BuzzFeed generation. So of course they're screaming more.
Yeah. It seems like he's just kind of, yeah. That's right. They've been through enough.
We have been through so much.
But yeah, I think it's just, we're moving on to the next horror thing. So it's there's not a lot of
breathing room.
Yeah, there's not as much of focus. He's doing horror show while they were doing like a like psychological thriller for Pretty Little Liars. So
that's a good comparison.
But for the end of this, you're totally right that it's just them having like milkshakes at the end. It's like in Anchorman after the big like newsreel fight where they're just sitting there like, whew, that escalated. It's exactly like that. They're just like, let's just make sure that doesn't happen again. Which, Archie, you got to stop doing that.
Yeah. I am excited for when we come back to this because I remember thinking some of the stuff in this next season is kind of fun. It's like different.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It'll be. Yeah, we'll talk more about how we'll break that down next time. But next season is the season that gets interrupted by COVID. So then it's like shorter, but then they finish it off in season 5. So like we'll do all of season 4 and then the plot lines they finish at the beginning of season 5 and then take a break to go back to Sabrina and Katie Keene.
There we go.
Yeah. But should we get into how these episodes escalated into the stratosphere?
Yeah.
I was thinking even comparison to the end of season 2, which is big, which is like, you know, battle for the streets. It's like, I feel like this is also an escalation.
Do you know what? I think the way the season has been going, I guess maybe because it's so many things. You know what? I'm going to walk that back a little. It's like one or two of these plot points wouldn't have been an escalation, but the combination of the organ harvesting, trial in the woods, fight with Hiram, like it is a like if the fight with Hiram had been like the thing, we wouldn't have thought that was an escalation at all.
No. You're like, okay, they're finally like physically fighting each other. They did their like wrestling, and now they're actually like literally coming to fisticuffs.
And because how we've been building with the Griffons and Gargoyles and the Black Hood stuff, I could have seen that trial in the woods not being quite so next steppy if it was in a silo or just with the Hiram stuff. But when you add in the organ harvesting, and I almost could have taken just the organ harvesting too, like without the trial in the woods, but that one needed to be on its own.
Yeah.
The fact that they had branded coolers is my favorite part. It's my favorite detail. They're like, we brand our illegal organ harvesting.
How did they catch us?
Ruh-roh, Ruby.
I know. Might as well just have a signature on it. If anybody was watching this and could have possibly figured out that's what the farm was doing the entire time, please sound off in the comments with your reasoning.
I think we did when we watched it, when we were like, oh, like when Betty figures it out is when we figured it out, like before, when it's like, wait a minute, why is he cutting things out of them?
It's
and the Alice stuff. The Alice stuff would have been,
I had forgotten all about
believable if it had been in a silo or just with the Hiram stuff, but like it's too much.
I had forgotten that it's like, actually, Alice has been doing this for good reason.
And so when she was talking about how much Betty would like her brother, was she really talking about the real Charles that she's been seeing?
Right, exactly. Yeah, that does beg the question of how long has Alice been an FBI informant?
Has it been since Hal? Like after Hal, you know?
Uh-huh. And how did she connect with Charles? All questions that I'm assuming we'll find out. But anyway, we gotta first start off with Chapter 56, The Dark Secret of Harvest House. This episode title comes from a Jack Gus and Charles E. Israel's 1978 American television thriller miniseries of the same name. So this aired from January 23rd and 24th on NBC. I'll give you a high level synopsis. It's man who doesn't like his life living in the big city with his family. To save their marriage, they leave the city and move to the countryside. Turns out this small town has some weird worship cult things going on, but it seems to me, and I don't know, I've never seen it, that it's like an allegory of like male fears of like women being in charge, and probably also some weird things of like suburbia versus or not suburbia, sorry, like the like urban environments versus like countryside and things like that. And but something, because it's like
people are really afraid of the country. Like there's a lot of horror stuff around country.
Yes.
Growing up in the country that didn't click for me until I was like, wow, people are scared. That's why they're so mean about us.
Yeah.
I mean, not to mention there's a lot of racism and stuff depending on where you are. But
yeah, like I think that's what like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like pulling from. You know, these like, you know.
Well, and it makes sense because like you think Halloween corn mazes, like it's very country centric. Pumpkin patches, it's very like rural centric.
Yeah, and I feel like also that they then pull in on top of the rural thing, like ancient like pagan traditions and sacrifices and rituals and things like that. But it seems
it's very earthy. It's like the closest we get to a woods in a more urban or like, you know, like city driven America. Like we don't have a lot of wood areas. I mean, we do, but like you don't live near the woods, but you live near country land. So it's like another place to put like the natural, naturey, folklore-y stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more sparse. It's like there's not the like you can, instead of like it being like a forest where you can't see a lot, like unless you're in like the corn maze or whatever, like it's like you can see too much. Like it's flat and it's like everything. You're very exposed.
You're exactly. You can see how isolated you are too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems like that at least like his wife and daughter are like, hey, this seems like it's pretty cool, and he's like, something's up here, and then it all goes bad for him. But either way, similar thing. I guess what we're getting here is just like, hey, this town and weird, like there's this like cult worship going on, and like they're doing nefarious things. It's not organ harvesting.
Well, we can't all have organ harvesting.
That's right. So Riverdale puts its own spin on it. Jughead asked Dr. Curdle how Hal faked his own death, and he's like, well, Hal cut off his own hand to convince people he died. Hiram and
He's like, you can tell because of this. And he's like, it looks like a self-cut. And you're like, Dr. Curdle, what the hell? Are you good?
They're a weird family.
Dr. Curdle Jr., I apologize.
Both, Hiram and Hermione argue over whether to privatize Riverdale because Hiram is like, I'm just going to privatize Riverdale and buy the entire town.
So when we first watched this show back in the day, I was like, what a ridiculous, wild, funny thing. And now I'm like, how long? How long do we have?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. No, it's
yeah.
It's scary.
It's scary. I was like, oh, this has gone from haha to, oh, this is horribly believable.
Mm-hmm. And,
the world's getting bad.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad.
But there's good still.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's all right.
And you.
Oh, thank you. And you.
Sometimes.
Yeah, let's bring it in for a hug, everybody.
Little nice moment there.
Yeah.
I'm very doom and gloom, so I gotta chase it with a little.
It's true, and I mean, they're writing from the first Trump presidency too, so.
Well, not to mention, like, globally, when you think about the world, like.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our position is not. It's unique in some ways, but it's not unique.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because it's like, hey, maybe there shouldn't be one country that's a dominant power that should be like can completely throw off the global axis by like a new president coming in. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hiram's like, I don't need your support, Hermione, because I have already talked to Governor Dooley, and it's like, go clear out your office.
Can the governor really allow you to buy a town? Dear Gavin,
I have a question. That's what we're writing to Gavin Newsom about.
I have complaints. I have praise. More complaints than praise. But I also have a question.
Mm-hmm. If one were to. Veronica vents to Mary and Archie about this. And Archie's like, yeah, your dad sucks. And Mary's like, Archie. Veronica's like, all the shady stuff that's been going down at Le Bon Oui, because he owns it, would he be liable for it? And Mary's like, he's been running all these things? And she's like, not exactly. And Mary's like, well, I'll get some help. Betty sees Evelyn like hooked up to a strange machine. Interesting. Veronica, Archie, and Mary meet with the FBI agent that tells them they need to catch Hiram red-handed doing something illegal because the Le Bon Oui, just like telling her that this stuff was happening, won't cut it. Betty gathers the other Coopers for a session with Edgar. Alice says that when Betty was 8, she fell off her bike and got a concussion. Okay. And the doctors found out she had MOAO and the CH13 genes, commonly known as the serial killer genes.
This is unfortunately going to be a prevalent plot point for years to come.
It's so ridiculous. Imagine doing like eugenics, but for like serial killers.
What are they again? It's the
MAOA or MOAO, I think. Unless I did the dyslexia on that.
It's MAOA, and it's referred to as the warrior gene, and it's associated with aggressive behavior.
Okay. The warrior gene.
Like, I think that it's like a thing, but it's not,
Right.
The gene has been associated with a variety of psychiatric disorders. This is coming from Wikipedia, just so everyone knows not to take their medical advice from Wikipedia.
Well, even also if someone's...
Or the government. So really, I don't know where you find it now. Go to your doctor. I hope they're good.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like, I don't know. I take that with take all of this with a grain of salt.
So the MAOA is an enzyme that in humans is encoded by the MAOA gene, and this gene is one of the two neighboring gene family members that encode mitochondrial enzymes, which catalyze the oxidative. Oh, fuck that!
I think you might need to find a.
So a mutation of this gene can result in Brunner syndrome, which is something that is a rare genetic disorder, which has impulse control.
Okay.
So it's like related to impulse control.
Right.
And then like the gene has been basically it's like associated with some psychiatric disorders. But like, you know, I don't think that this is a sign that anyone is a
Serial killer.
Serial killer. It's
Yes.
like you might have. It also can be associated with Alzheimer's,
Oh, fun.
panic, bipolar disorder, major depressive order, ADHD. Once again, you know, it's
Right.
it's one of those things. Where
It is a gene that could be associated with these things.
Yeah. So it's a
It's not a causation here.
yeah, I don't think it's like this is the like it might be known as that, and maybe people who are like really deep into the true crime world might like that might be like a thing that people have said, but like they're writing it off like Betty is destined to be a serial killer.
Yes. She was born like this.
Yes, and I
we
just don't.
Yeah, we at least learned that this is all like a ruse, and like it's not her, which I do appreciate. But I think it's it's a really dumb thing to include.
The Berkeley Scientific Journal has a post, "Born to Kill: The Story of the Serial Killer Genes." So it's from 2020. So if you're, you know, you want to do a little digging around and read that, you can. But
I don't know. I think it sounds really dumb. And I think it's kind of dangerous to then like point at people for like behavioral issues as like this is all because like everybody who has this gene or something is going to be a serial killer.
Exactly. Like that's not how it works. It's just like, could this explain why some people are struggling with certain things?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like all genetics.
Exactly. Polly acts all high and mighty and is like, not even Dad had these genes. You're predisposed to violence, Betty.
Polly's just a bitch.
She's the worst. She's horrible.
Honestly, I was like, why do we care about Polly?
Yeah, just leave her. Betty says, if this is true, how could you help me, Edgar? He's like, well, they then have a one-on-one session, and he seems to hypnotize Betty with the perpetual motion machine. It's one of the ones where you have the balls on either side attached to strings, and then if you you pull it up from a height, and it like makes the balls go back and forth. And then Betty talks about her worry about the dark thing inside her, and then she has a vision of meeting with her dark self, who says she supposedly drowned her cat as a kid and pushed Polly down the stairs. She then gets woken up by Edgar, and Betty says she has a pain in her forehead, and Edgar's like, that's where your trauma is. What do you... Okay, never mind. We'll come back around.
I have some questions about like what Edgar was going to do to Betty, because I'm like, that's not like an option.
You're just going to... What are you going to do with the brain?
Is he just lobotomizing her?
I guess so.
To make her shut up?
Yeah, he doesn't want to do anything with... Yeah, she's just for, silence. Betty talks to Jughead on the phone about having a session with Edgar, and Jughead's like, oh, he was probably using that machine to hypnotize you. And then she comes up with an idea for her next session with Edgar, and Betty tells Jughead about getting an envelope on prom from a jester, and so he's like, oh, I'll use that to follow up on the Gargoyle King. Jughead apparently goes on a scavenger hunt off screen between a bunch of different people, and eventually it leads him to a guy called Louie, and he asks where Louie got the envelope from, and Louie's like, I got it from a kid that looked homeless. Ricky does not look homeless.
Okay, but he does now because they started giving him the fingerless gloves.
Oh,
and that's the
right.
television sign for this kid is homeless.
Yeah, that's orphan.
Or just like adults in general. It's like when you got fingerless gloves, there's some sort of... It's
Right.
very...
But on a kid, it's Oliver coded.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver Twist. Or it's Wet Bandit coded in adults. Betty joins her friends at a table at the farm. Fang's had a procedure done to purge the pain that's been crushing him, apparently. And this is all the thing they do at the farm. And then Betty and Kevin's like, I also had it done. And then Betty sees like a giant scar that looks really infected. And Kevin's sighed, and he's like, don't ever touch that again. Veronica visits Archie with a plan to stop Hiram. Hiram meets with the lads in the steam room as he conducts all his business in. As Archie comes, he just thinks better in a towel and hot heat. And Archie gets in his face and offers to fight him in a boxing match. And if Archie wins, Hiram leaves Riverdale. And if Hiram wins, Archie will back off. And Hiram agrees.
My favorite thing
After
about this
goading
show is like how many meetings happen in this steam room.
Oh my, that's what I'm saying. All right, he does all his business there.
But so does what's his name? Elio.
Elio,
That's
right?
where Veronica goes.
Well, it's because Elio probably got the idea from Hiram.
Yeah, or his dad is meeting with Hiram in the.
Oh, that's true. In the boys' room.
Yeah. You know what I think best in a towel?
That's right.
The breeze between my knees.
That's right. Veronica yells at Hiram for taking a fight with Archie. Apparently, the odds takers are favoring Archie. And she's like, well, I'm not going to take any bets on this fight. Hiram's like, wait, no, you absolutely should, because I'm going to win. And then you'll make a ton of money. So, like, we'll run the betting through Le Bon Oui. Betty talks to Polly and mentions pushing her down the stairs as a kid. And Polly's like, don't worry, I forgave you for that a long time ago. And Betty's like, huh?
Polly brings it up. Yeah.
No, Betty floats it by Polly to see, like, is this a thing?
No, Polly brings it up. She says, "Oh, did he bring up the time you pushed me down the stair, or did you?"
I thought Betty like floated it. She's like, "Oh, we talked. He mentioned that like I saw like that it was the time I like pushed you down the stairs."
No, I'm pretty sure Polly asks her.
Oh,
she's like, "Oh, did it?" Because that's why I said that's when I remembered how this plays out, because Polly goes.
Polly pushes.
Oh
it.
yeah, like did you? And then she's like, "Because I forgave you for it." It's like she brings it up and then immediately goes, "Because I forgave you for it."
Oh, I thought Betty was like fishing.
No, I
kind of like, oh, is this a thing?
I think Polly says it. I'm almost positive.
I would trust your judgment on this.
Okay.
Jughead asks Jellybean where Ricky is because he's working with the Gargoyle King, and she's like, he's in Fox Forest getting ready to ascend. Another session with Edgar, and Betty puts wax in her ears to drown out the noise from the machine. We see that Betty didn't actually have a vision, but once she was hypnotized, was led to a room by Edgar. And then in that room, when she's left alone, we see her dark self come out, but it's actually Polly dressed up like her. Jughead races through the forest and finds Ricky in front of an altar. Jughead grabs him, and Ricky's like, we answer to no one but our king. And then suddenly tons of Boy Scouts come out of the woods. This is probably my favorite scene. With sticks and chase after Jughead. He runs to the bunker and hides inside before they can get him. He finds Ethel inside at the bottom, who asks for his help. She uses a Star Wars line here, which is a little odd. She's there hiding from the Gargoyle King because she failed a mission, and turns out the letter Betty received was from Ethel. Ethel apparently went back to the Gargoyle King after the sisters and was put in charge of the Lost Boys, aka all the Boy Scouts. Ethel says she can't betray the Gargoyle King because she loves him, and Jughead asks her to end the game. Veronica meets with Reggie and wants his help to take down Hiram, and he agrees. Betty tells her friends that Edgar is hypnotizing people, and she thinks he's inflicting pain on them during hypnosis. The others don't listen. They're like, yeah, that's like a common therapeutic practice, like for like hypnosis. Like, that's fine. And he's not like punching us or anything when we're under hypnosis. Ethel tells the boys to stand down, and the quest is complete. They realize a boy named Jack is missing, so Ethel and Jughead go to find him. Betty sees Evelyn hooked up to a machine again, and Evelyn's like, it's for my dialysis. And Betty's like, wait a minute. Why are you using this thing? I didn't write down what the specific terms. It's like people only use that for when they're going to have organ transplants. And she's like, oh, Edgar is stealing organs from people. And
It was an immunosuppressant to prevent rejection.
Perfect.
So like when you get a transplant, like your body wants to reject it because it's not yours.
Right.
So like then you prevent the rejection or help prevent the rejection.
Evelyn denies this, but later that day, Betty sneaks into an operating room and finds a freezer full of blood and organs. Jughead and Ethel look for Jack on the bus. Jughead sees the Black Hood walking through the yard and gets them to all hide, but Hal bangs on the bus and goes after him, and they manage to escape and lock him inside. Mary asks Archie if he's going through with his plan, and she's like, I'm coming to watch you take down Hiram. It's fight night at the El Royale, and it's a big turnout. Le Bon Oui has lots of people gambling and betting on the fight. It's Veronica's turn to sing the song while there's a boxing match. Archie and Hiram eventually drop the gloves and bare-knuckle box. Mid-song, the feds come down into Le Bon Oui, and Veronica points them to Hiram. Reggie comes over and is like, there's last-minute bet coming in that Hiram's going to kill Archie in the ring. The ref tries to stop the round, but Hiram keeps wailing on Archie. Hiram goes to take out Archie, and he's like, I win. And Archie's like, actually, you lost. And FP comes in with the feds, and they arrest Hiram. Mary, I also noticed just in the crowd watching Hiram just wail on her son.
Mm-hmm.
Veronica tells Hiram she got him locked up for tricking her, and she says all his assets are being seized by the government, and she tells him she won. Mary asks Archie about him and Veronica. Are you guys like going out again? And it's like, but if you're interested, you should go after her. Ethel and Jughead meet with FP. Apparently the Lost Boys are under police care for now. Ethel thanks Jughead for his help, and she says, I can tell you who the king is, and whispers in his ear. And he's like, oh, but that's impossible. Betty gets a call from Jughead, and he says, supposedly Jason Blossom is the Gargoyle King. And she's like, well, unfortunately, you're going to have to find proof. He's like, I'm going to have to dig up his body, aren't I? And she's like, yeah. And then Betty brings in an organ to Cheryl's room as proof. And Cheryl's like, if you're right, Tony's surgery is today. Cheryl then runs into Tony's procedure, holds the surgeon at knife point, and gets Tony to come with her, and they run off. Betty interrupts Kevin and Fangs playing hacky sack. They don't listen to Betty and instead grab her, and Kevin calls for help, and Farmies rush in to grab Betty.
That scene's actually really horrifying.
Oh, totally.
Like, imagine you're like one of your best friends, like physically attacking you because you're trying to save their life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, I'm coming in to warn you, and you realize like, oh no, I'm not safe here.
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl and Tony find a window, and Tony gets out, but then Cheryl closes it and locks the window, and it's like, it's our only chance. You have to run. And then Tony runs off, and Cheryl fights them off before she gets swarmed. Archie visits Veronica and finds her having champagne with Reggie, and he's like, oh. And apparently they both told each other they want to be with each other, Veronica and Reggie. And Archie's like, well, I'm just going to go home then.
Well, Veronica's words are very specific because Reggie says that I told her, whatever. And she said that too. And he looks at Veronica and she's like, that is what I said. Mm-hmm. But is it what she meant?
Betty wakes up chained to an operating table, and Edgar is there in scrubs, and nurses come in to knock out Betty for a procedure. Jughead digs up Jason's grave and finds his coffin empty. The end.
Okay, so this is where the show is going to start to get really fucking weird. And I know I've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
But we just took a turn.
Pretty weird. Oh, yeah.
We took a turn. So I think the first thing I want to talk about is Ethel is Wendy with her Lost Boys. Mm-hmm. Except that, kind of like Wendy. So like one of my issues with Peter Pan, I love the story. I dressed up as Wendy for Halloween this year. But anyway, for Oogie Boogie, it was not Halloween yet. It's not been Halloween. It's September. But we had to wear costumes.
We always celebrate early.
So one of my big issues always with Wendy as a character is that it's this, we force this little girl to take on a mother figure. And she's the only girl besides Tinkerbell who's hypersexualized. It's just, it's kind of a...
Right.
And
the mermaids
who are hypersexualized, and that they all hate her. And it's this very like, she's not like the other girls in the story, and she has to mother them all, and she has to be the adult and the grown up. And so I'm like, oh, like the parallels there, they're right there. I mean, we're putting Ethel, the only girl who's really involved in this whole gargoyle mess, is being put as the mother for all these Lost Boys.
Yeah.
It's misogynistic.
Mm-hmm.
The Gargoyle King is a misogynist, I gotta say. I'm just putting it out there.
Well, it also casts as if she's like in this abusive relationship with the Gargoyle King.
Yes. And it's like, it doesn't, she's like, oh, but I love him. And I'm like, do you really love him?
Yeah. You're not around enough for this to land. And also you literally have to explain the last time. It's like, but we got you out from under the Gargoyle King.
Mm-hmm. And it's also strange because, like, wouldn't she know that's not Jason?
Oh, did she ever meet Chick?
But wouldn't she knows what Jason looked like. She went to school with Jason.
Okay. You're right. Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is. You know that's not Jason.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, they don't look the same.
No
one looks at the two of them and thinks, oh, that's the same person.
No. He just has Archie's hair dye.
No one in Riverdale doesn't know that Jason Blossom died.
Right.
It was a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Except for whoever works at the
exactly.
Maple Club,
That's
apparently.
what I'm saying. That doesn't make any sense either.
No,
In the next episode, like, everyone knows Jason died.
It's a really dumb left curve to throw at the end here.
It doesn't make any sense.
Uh-huh.
It's not. How big is this town? Once again.
I mean, for the Chick reveal, it could have just been like, I don't know who he is. Like, I met him. I've seen his face, but he has like blonde hair and blue eyes or something.
Or like he told me he was Jason Blossom, but he doesn't look like Jason Blossom.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you could have had that.
Uh-huh.
Or like even the women at the Maple Club, which is in like the next episode, but it's like, oh, they could have said like, oh, she's been calling him Jason, but like that's not what Jason looked like.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't really work.
Other than just to set up this like cliffhanger in between the two episodes.
Yeah, it makes me mad too because I hate that we use Ethel this way, as I've said time and time again.
Again, yep.
I do love Catching Hiram. Let's talk about Catching Hiram.
Oh, yeah.
Catching Hiram.
It's great.
That's my reality show. So it's Hermione's reality show.
Yeah.
So
That's your true crime show.
even though Veronica really is the one who does it, Veronica handles everything.
Yeah.
No offense to Hermione. She's fucking useless.
She is.
So Veronica...
She seems so hyper capable.
Exactly. And then not. She gets in cahoots with Mary, who gets her in connection with an agent of either the CIA or the FBI. I can't remember. And they lay this plot, which involves basically Archie almost dying.
Oh, yeah. Like Archie dropping his gloves is because I didn't put it in my summary, but he's the one
who does it.
Yeah. It's like, why would you do that?
He's trying to keep him distracted.
I guess so, yeah.
But it's just it's a wild time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Yes.
I do like, though, at the end when Veronica tells him that he's like, oh, you did this for Archie. And she's like, I did this for me.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't about Archie. This is about me and I won. And I'm like, yes,
yeah, that's good.
That's what this should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like finally Hiram gets that like, oh, she's playing the game for herself, not for him and not for Archie. And I'm like, yeah.
You crossed me.
Mm-hmm. You made me what I am.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I am what you made me.
We love it. I can't believe it took me this long to click with this, but during the fight, I'm like, oh, pulling from like other comics and things. I'm like, Hiram is this is a Marvel character, but is like Kingpin, is Wilson Fisk, who's in the comics. He is like a crime kingpin, but like businessman who like, you know, he like owns a bunch of things and is super rich, but is also like has these really deep like connections with like organized crime and things.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big like Daredevil villain, but is also like this huge hulking guy that like, you know,
Hiram's jacked.
Yeah. So it's like he's played by Vincent D'Onofrio in the Daredevil show. So it's like if Hiram was like over 6 feet sort of thing. Just a mountain of a man sort of thing. But that's like what Hiram is doing here is like, I'm like, oh, that's just Kingpin.
I do have some questions though, because Hiram is like, oh, why would they even be arresting me? Dude, you just beat the shit out of a minor in front of a crowd. Like, what do you mean? Isn't that enough to arrest him?
Yeah, of course that's illegal.
To beat the shit out of a child?
Yeah, you fought a 17-year-old
without gloves on.
Match. Yeah.
Well, it's not that he fought the 17-year-old, it's that he didn't fight him fair.
That too. But I assume there's probably like some sort of thing in like, yeah, of like having a boxing match against a 17-year-old.
I don't know about that part, but I do know that how they did it shouldn't. Yeah. No. You don't get to fight children.
No.
It's against the rules.
That's right.
We can all agree on one thing.
Yeah, don't box children.
It's a lot. Okay, so Alice telling Betty that she has the serial killer gene, we've talked about this, which is a real thing but isn't. Just to make sure our conversation really clear.
Yes.
The genes are real and that's a thing, and that's a thing people talk about. They pulled it from the real world, but it does not mean that you are a serial killer.
Yeah,
Lots of people walk around with these genes that are completely normal and fine.
Exactly.
But like how that plays into the reveal in the next episode of her being the FBI, like why the fuck would you share? So okay, the Alice being part of the FBI thing makes no sense because it's like she told them real things.
Yeah. So that's what I'm wondering, like when it happened.
Yeah.
Like when did it tip off for Alice of like, I need to change things? Because she sold their house. She sold their house.
She gave away Betty's college money.
Uh-huh.
And was the FBI like ensuring that from the beginning? Where they're like, oh, we're going to give you the money back. You know what I mean?
Like, that's wild.
It is wild. It's a choice.
Mm-hmm. Just a random thing to throw in there to exonerate Alice and introduce us to Charles.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. I don't think they have answers,
No.
but yeah, I just, it is what it is. I think that Kevin and Fangs, like I said, like that's really horrific.
Yeah.
Like the not believing Betty and the attacking Betty, the physically attacking Betty is so, it makes me think of like that really horrible scene in Twin Peaks. Like anytime someone thinks they trust like attacks them, it like really just like freaks me out. Cause like it's just like that idea that like you can't truly know someone and people are so easily influenced by the world around them that then they can become a danger to you. And it's just so freaky.
Yeah, it really is.
It's also why I don't trust men.
To your point.
Because you know what like Cheryl does? Cheryl tells her no to her face. Cheryl doesn't hit her. Cheryl doesn't drag her. And then when she presents Cheryl with proof, Cheryl goes, oh no, I'm wrong. We got to go save Tony.
Yeah, but when she takes the same proof over to Fangs and Kevin, they restrain her. And I think that's very intentional.
It's freaky so. I don't love the like Cheryl being, she was like last episode we thought she wasn't like really into the farm anymore, and then now she's like back to being into it at the beginning of this to serve this plot line for her to come back around on it.
Oh, right.
And so I'm like, did they just want to like plant the seeds of doubt? But like, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. Because she's before the organs. Because it seems like that has nothing, her decision change here has nothing to do with what she thought last episode.
Yeah.
It's mostly just like Tony's in danger.
Exactly.
So yeah, inconsistent.
Inconsistent as can be.
That's what I would call season 3.
That's a good summary of the season. Inconsistent. All over the place.
That's right.
Beautifully done though.
Up, down. Yes, it is.
Aesthetically.
Yeah.
Conceptually, a little messy.
A little shaky.
A little like eating spaghetti without a fork.
That's right.
It's a little messy.
That's right.
You like that?
I've just said, put that quote on the Blu-ray cover for season 3.
It's like eating spaghetti without a fork.
Yeah.
It's a little messy.
Can you imagine? That's a tagline for an ad for something.
So I'm gonna describe my books.
Oh, that's like an author quote from.
Yeah. It's like the New York Times quote about a book. Like,
Yeah.
delicious, like eating spaghetti without a fork. A little messy. Veronica is in her white shoes era. And if this was a different show, Veronica would have 2 boyfriends.
Yeah. I heard white shoes. I was like, she's wearing white shoes.
Why choose?
Absolutely. Yes. She is in her white shoes era.
She got her Nike Air Force Ones on.
I'm like, she's not part of the farm.
She's wearing white Converse. She's only got white shoes.
Uh-huh.
No, I do feel bad for Reggie.
Oh, totally. Especially like if she had at least insinuated that she wanted to be with you, and then we learned next week that they didn't, she essentially cut it off with Reggie afterwards. It's like, oh my God, poor guy. That like flip-flopping, he doesn't deserve that.
No. But I get, like, she also doesn't know. And
Exactly. She obviously doesn't want to be with Reggie, but like, woof. That's
well,
rough.
she does, but she wants to be with Archie more.
That's right.
I think that's why I said it's a white
right.
shoes journey,
Yeah.
I think that's really it for me for this episode. Is there anything else you want to bring up? Wait, actually, you asked me this the last night. Do the Lost Boys have families? How lost are these boys?
They're all wearing the Boy Scout uniforms. I'm like, oh my God. Unless it's a troop of orphans, which it could be.
Well, do you think it was Dilton Doiley's troop?
Probably.
Yeah, because I bet
don't they have families?
Yeah.
Or so they just go off into the woods? But it's
maybe they just go off into the woods during the day?
Maybe. Yeah, because I took it when it was like they're under police care now. Of like, do they have families?
No, he said they were being watched. I think it was kind of like they're being watched by, like they're currently being watched by a deputy.
Right.
They've been assigned a deputy to watch them.
But yeah, what is up with these Lost Boys? That is my favorite scene of a bunch of middle schoolers going and chasing after Cole Sprouse.
What a weird day at work.
Sticks and everything. Yeah, that's got it. You mentioned it. You're like, oh my God, what a fun day for Cole Sprouse.
Yeah, you just rile up a bunch of middle school aged boys and then run.
The cast of Moonrise Kingdom is chasing you through the woods.
It really is the vibe.
Yes. I think that's everything.
Okay.
Let's see. We got, yeah, I think we're good.
Then let's go on to the lobotomy.
Let's do it. All right. Chapter 57, Survive the Night. The episode title, according fandom just has a list that I'm going to read off here for. Title comes from Mandopany's 2015 song, The World of Warcraft quest of the same name, Bill Corcoran's 1993 action thriller film, and Daniel Rollins' 2015 young adult horror novel. But I thought the TV movie might be the one that's most appropriate. So I looked up the synopsis. After Thanksgiving dinner at her mother Mary Ellis' house in Brooklyn, Victoria Stone sets off for home with her daughter Julie and sister Stacy. Low on gas, they search for a station. When Julie pulls into one that appears open, Stacy recognizes the area as the dangerous Gravesend neighborhood in the South Bronx and begs her to keep driving. But it's too late. The station is closed. Its lights off, only to turn crime. Suddenly, a gang led by the sadistic Ice swarms their vehicle. No, not that Ice. Rocking it violently. Julie manages to restart the car and escapes by reversing into one of the gang's bikes. And then, furious, Ice orders a pursuit, despite objections from another gang member named Satisfy. And they go after the family. So these three women have to survive the night from the evil, I assume, ethnic people that live in South Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
The 90s, truly a different time.
Yeah. Doesn't sound great.
No. Okay, so we find out Tony ran back to Penelope's for some reason and asks for help, but then Tony finds her tea was drugged and gets knocked out. Jughead and FP wonder where Jason's body is, and Jughead's like, I have an idea. Kurtz used to go around the Maple Club. Let's start by following up there.
Well, she didn't run back to... She ran to Thistle House. She didn't run to Thornhill.
Right.
But Penelope was there picking up her mail.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah, she said she was there to pick up her mail.
Edgar goes to perform a lobotomy on Betty when he's interrupted by Evelyn. Turns out Penelope, she could have just gone to the sea. Turns out Penelope is there to meet with them.
Wait, Chad Michael Murray was also in a movie called Survive the Night, but it was in 2020.
So I was like, after this?
Yeah, I was like, I had a mental image. I was like, there's a Chad Michael Murray connection, and I can't figure out what it is.
That's so funny.
With Chad Michael Murray and Bruce Willis.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
So that's Bruce Willis when he was being like, oh God, like puppeted around because of his debilitating condition.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Oy. Turns out Penelope's there to meet with Edgar. She is looking to buy organs in bulk. Jughead visits the Maple Club and asks if Kurtz came to the club. Turns out he would always go there and meet with Penelope. He then asks about Jason, and they're like, yeah, her son used to come around all the time. Edgar tells Evelyn it's time because there's been too many leaks. Alice comes up asking what's wrong. And he's like, it's time for Ascension tonight, Alice. And she asks where Betty is, and Evelyn says she escaped with Tony and they'll send without her. Hermione now owns the Pembroke and other large properties, and Veronica finally actually gets to own Pops and Le Bon Oui. Archie tells Mary that
her and her mother
both own... No, I thought it went like, Hermione, you own this. Veronica, you own this.
I thought she said, and Hermione and Veronica, you own Pops and Le Bon Oui.
I thought he addressed them one by one.
Maybe I misheard.
Either way, Archie then tells Mary that Veronica is giving him the deed to El Royale for real, because apparently also that was fake. Mary, Hiram's just going around writing IOUs. Mary asks if Veronica and him are romantic when they get a knock at the door, and he sees there's a package. Archie meets with Jughead and Veronica, and turns out they also received packages and invitations, and they can't bring their phones to wherever they're going. Betty then wakes up in a strange room. She sees an outfit with an invitation that says, please wear me downstairs. She steps downstairs in a pink gown and finds the other three, plus Penelope, seated at a dining table, also dressed formally. Turns out they're at the Blodge Hunting Lodge. Sorry, not the Lodge Hunting Lodge. Apologies. The Blossom Hunting Lodge. Penelope bought Betty from Edgar, and Sister Woodhouse just comes out with with a gun pulled, and Penelope's like, yeah, she's my mentor. And apparently Sister Woodhouse poisoned all the other nuns and taught her everything about poisoning.
Veronica and Hermione now officially co-own Pop's Chocolate Shop and Le Bon Oui.
So there you go. I misheard. Two more guests. Oh, do you want to double check on also Polly Betty's conversation?
Oh, no, I was right.
Okay.
I looked it up.
It was Betty. It was Polly.
It was Polly who brought it up. Polly
There you
asked
go.
and then goes, and I forgave you.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause Polly's a bitch.
Yeah, she's terrible. Let's see. Two more guests get summoned in, and it's the Black Hook and Gargoyle King. And Penelope's like, "Take off your mask. Haven't I told you you have to have better manners than that?" And then before Gargoyle King takes off his mask, Penelope's like, "Jughead, do you have a guess?" And Jughead's like, "I'm gonna deduce things." And then apparently he mentions that Jason's body is missing, which seems to be news to Penelope because I mean, why would she know? And then we find out that underneath there, it's Chick with his hair dyed red, and he was going around being called Jason in all the other places that Penelope was. Hal apparently spared Chick after he begged for mercy and pledged his life to him. He's like a Wookiee. He gave a life debt. Penelope says she pulled in Hal to take revenge on the town. And this is what happened last season. And she also felt slighted that everyone pushed her away when she was young and made fun of her. And then when she was an adult, no one came to her to offer support after everything came out about her. Well, when her son died, and actually, no, more like it when her husband was found guilty of killing their son. She worked with Hal to kill people, and then when Hal got arrested, she brought back the Gargoyle King and introduced the game to the town through the kids. And then she says they'll all play one last game, and if the main four loses, they all die. Penelope then tells the four that they have to survive the night and survive her tests. The main four go through the woods and find a sign and follow it. Cheryl, meanwhile, tells Fangs and Kevin that they're all leaving. They're resistant, but eventually follow her to the freezer where the organs are now all gone. She's like, "Damn, if I found proof, will you believe me?" And they're like, "Sure." And then she goes off to find proof. And then she literally can't find anybody in the building. She's like, "What the hell's going on?" And she eventually goes into a room that seems like the therapy room and then sees someone in a wheelchair. She then realizes who it is, but the audience doesn't see and screams. The four find a red paladin card with quest. Apparently, Archie has to conquer a beast in the pit, and they hear a bear roar, and Archie's like, "Not again."
It's like one of the funniest lines in the show.
It's really funny. But then we find it's not an actual bear. It's a man in a bear spirit hood, and Archie's like, "Don't worry, I've been fighting all year, and I survived a real bear attack. I can fight this," and then jumps into the pit and fights the bear man, and then he has a hard battle, but eventually wins. Oh. Do you want to explain also what you said during the episode of when Archie wins?
Okay, so something that's really interesting. So Archie looks up and like sees Veronica at one point, right? Like he looks at Veronica and then he gets hit, and it's like a thing, and or he hits him, or I don't know. He doesn't really like overpower him though. Then he looks up and he sees Jughead, and then he overpowers the guy and he wins. He never looks at Betty, which hurts my feelings so bad because who built the jalopy?
That's right.
Who built the jalopy? We know it was Betty.
Mm-hmm.
We know it was Betty.
We all know.
We all know it was Betty. Oh, I hit my microphone. That's how riled I am. but it's when he looks at Jughead.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
"It's true love."
I gotta stay together.
For him.
If you've read the Throne of Glass series, which I don't like, I do and I don't recommend. You do you. But if you have read it, their relationship reminds me in that particular scene a lot of Darian and Kale. Because it's like these two guys, and you're like, should they kiss?
Why not kiss?
Should they kiss?
We even, Archie's been talking about them like moving to New York together and shacking up.
Yeah. A little kiss. Just a little kiss.
It's a little kiss. Alice asks Edgar about Betty and the harvesting of organs. He's like, "Well, I haven't been entirely truthful about the activities on the farm." And then Cheryl comes in angry about her brother, and we learn that Edgar is the one who has Jason's body and was literally putting it in front of her as part of her therapy sessions.
So, like, was he talking as Jason?
Hi.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then Cheryl gets led away by orderlies, and Edgar asks to gather the flock in the chamber. The four come upon a table with chalices with a bottle in the middle, and Veronica has to choose one person to play with her, and they take turns spinning the bottle and drink from the chalices that it lands on, and one supposedly has poison in it. Betty volunteers, and they each take turns drinking. It comes down to the last cup, but Veronica grabs it and drinks it because she doesn't want Betty to die. And Penelope comes in and is like, good job, you've proved your loyalty. And actually, all the chalices were poisoned, but it's slow acting, so you better, you can only get the antidote if you finish the game. The four seems to walk by the tree where the witches were hanged in Sabrina. I think it looks like the exact same set or whatever they were doing there. Archie professes his love to Veronica, and she says nothing happened with Reggie and I because I also love you. They kiss as Archie swears not to let her die. Alice comes to help Cheryl holding Juniper, and Alice sends Cheryl off with Juniper down the old escape tunnel, which she's like, Edgar reopened it when he bought the farm. Okay. And then she has to stay behind for Polly. Which Cheryl refused to help fright Alice by going, yours brainwashed as Patty Hearst. Jesus Christ. Tony gets woken up by Nana Rose, who tells her the hunt is afoot and your school chums are the prey. I love that. Tony says, I need to save Cheryl first.
Tony's
and
like, I don't give a shit about them.
Which is smart. She's doing PEMDAS. It's Jughead's turn, and he just has to have a battle with Kings. And there's a stump in the middle of a clearing with an axe in it, and Chick comes out and grabs the axe before Jughead can.
Okay, so far, Archie's is it's his whole plot line up until this point. He's been fighting. He says that he's been fighting all year. Veronica, they show us the flashback to them playing Spin the Bottle at the very beginning, and it plays into her party girl and her does she care, and the first time they played Spin the Bottle, then she kissed Archie even though knowing that Betty liked Archie. So it's her sacrificing herself for Betty, whereas in the past she was selfish.
And even during the season where her loyalties lie to her family or to others.
Mm-hmm. But then Jughead's, it's just fight Chick.
Fight Chick with an axe.
They couldn't think of anything else.
No. It should have been a riddle or something he should have had to solve.
Yeah.
Should have been a saw trap.
What's the riddle of it all?
That's right. And it should have been the NSYNC song playing over and over.
NSYNC deep cut. If you know, you know.
That's right. It should have been you have to complete this or else someone gets hurt.
Yeah.
But no.
It's not.
Yeah. She's just then Jughead's Chick, why are you doing it?
Penelope's I don't know what to do with the boy.
I don't care about this kid enough.
The Jones kid, he can do whatever.
Yeah. Jughead's Chick, why are you doing this? And Chick's who doesn't want to be in charge and have sacrifices? And Jughead's oh, okay.
You're not well.
And then they fight each other, but eventually Jughead wins. And then they find that Veronica's starting to succumb to the poison. Cheryl runs up with Juniper and finds the pretty poisons and serpents gearing up for battle. Tony and Cheryl embrace, and Nana Rose tells them about the hunt at Thornhill. Apparently, she's known Penelope has been preparing for this hunt for weeks. Finally, it's Betty's
Calling
turn.
FP just wasn't an option for her?
Yeah, I know. Nana Rose is just sitting there just finally, it's Betty's turn. Well, I guess, how long have Tony and Cheryl been away at the farm? Nana Rose might have been just isolated when they left.
Mm-hmm.
There's
but
no one
she knew that she was gearing up for this. So why would you not call FP?
Try and call out.
Yeah.
Maybe Penelope was manipulating her. In the last season where it's we're going to cut off the phones. And
Yeah. No. I know. I wish we could have seen.
That's true. Because this all comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, it's Betty's turn. She finds a box with a gun inside, and the note says in the box, 1 bullet. The Black Hook steps out and takes off his mask, and Hal's you have to kill me. He pulls out a gun and says, either kill me and get the antidote, and we see it's tied up by a string from the tree, or he'll kill them all.
Archie starts moving in the background of this scene very quickly.
Oh, I didn't even see him.
Because he starts moving towards the antidote. Archie is while Betty's standing there with her dad, you can see Archie move.
Oh, that's fun.
I know. I was watching. I was like, oh, that's a good detail.
Uh-huh. Hal starts to count down when Betty fires the gun. Turns out that she shot at his hand and Grizzly blew off all his fingers. So he dropped the gun, and then Penelope comes in and calls Hal useless and then puts a bullet in his head. Archie runs and grabs the antidote, and Penelope tells the Gargoyle gang to kill all the 4. And then day breaks as the 4 run through the woods, and Jughead's I hate being chased through the woods. He doesn't actually say this, but this has happened twice. He had a nickel.
It's a daily occurrence for Jughead at this point.
And the serpents and pretty poisons arrive, because just like Gandalf, when day breaks on the third day, he'll be there to help protect them. And then they just start mowing down Gargoyle gang members with bows and arrows. And then after the bows and arrows, then all the serpents charge in with like swords and things.
Well, so the pretty poisons are all wearing their jackets. The serpents are wearing their jackets. Cheryl is wearing her red cloak.
Oh, yeah.
Cheryl's wearing her red cloak with her bow and arrow. And that is my favorite Cheryl. If I could pick one Cheryl, it's like the goddess. Is that Artemis? The goddess of the hunt? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's our Artemis in this. She's got her cloak. She's got her arrow. She's got her
group of women.
Yeah. Group of women.
Yeah. The four drink the antidote and embrace. Cheryl tells Betty about Alice helping her, and they run off to go save Alice from ascending. They all get to the farm and find Kevin alone in a room of only clothes and shoes. He's like, I had to stay behind. They left me behind because someone had to stay behind and tell everybody what happened. And what happened is that everybody is gone and we'll never see them again.
You really didn't need to leave him behind for that.
No, but it actually looks like biblical ascension. It's just like they left all their clothes, but their bodies went up to heaven.
Which, by the way, if you ascended last week, let us know. We didn't.
Oh, that's true.
If you
How
were
would
raptured,
they let us know, I guess?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how the rapture works.
That's true. Cheryl is back at Thornhill and welcomes Jason home, and we see she has his body in a wheelchair. More on this later. Hermione gets an upsetting call, and the FBI busts in to arrest her because she's under arrest for trying to kill Hiram. Should have been more careful, I guess. Hiram is working out at the prison as a guard is like, we arrested your wife, and we planted the evidence. And he's like, ha, 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 Veronica, you don't know what's coming. Archie and Mad Dog spar, and Archie's like, I have plans to change the El Royale to a community center to get kids off the streets. And he wants Mad Dog to help run it. Mad Dog agrees. And I'm like, when people talk about like getting kids off the streets and the streets are dangerous, I feel like that's like a conservative kind of dog whistle. But like in this case, Riverdale streets, there's a lot going on. So yeah, maybe they should hang out at the El Royale.
Yeah. Well, we need third spaces.
Yes, we do. And Agent Smith arrives at the Jones house / old Cooper household asking for Betty. He's been tracking Edgar and the FBI because he's from the FBI, and the FBI had a mole on the inside. Turns out it was Alice working with the FBI, as we mentioned, and he wants to find where the farmies went, and once the two are there, help finding it. Turns out Agent Smith is Charles, and he's like, I'm your brother, Betty, and Jughead, I'm also your brother.
Imagine if you and your high school boyfriend shared a brother.
It's so funny. The core four catch up at Bob's, and Archie's like, let's make a vow, have a great senior year, and not deal with wild shit again. And they all agree. And then we cut to the future, a little clip there that says, spring break of their senior year. Archie is covered in blood, standing in front of a fire, holding Jughead's beanie. Betty, Veronica, and him are covered in blood and without their clothes on. And Betty's like, we have to burn all our clothes and walk away from this, and we'll never talk to each other again, and that's how we'll never get caught. And that's how we end the season.
So I remember that being like a big thing. I was like, oh, that's a good cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah, because it's like so much darker.
Yeah, which I was into. What I'm not into is organs. I'm not into organs. I think I should keep mine. You should have yours. And people who need them should get them and all of that. But I don't think that I want to join a organ harvesting cult.
Yeah, something that...
I watched Charlie the Unicorn. I know what happens.
That's right. It's such a funny turn for the farm to be like, we're just collecting organs.
Do you think it was inspired by Charlie the Unicorn? It was Candy Mountain. They were like, we're going to Candy Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's so funny. That's like the ultimate end goal, rather than being like a megalomaniac like cult leader, which is like to its own ends of like being in charge and influencing people and having money and things like that.
No, like he's running control. A grift.
Yeah, he's running a long con.
Yeah, and the FBI is watching him, but they haven't caught him yet. I'm like,
I know how.
He brands his coolers. He brands his organ coolers.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
If we wanted to keep talking about the farm, it is wild that we get the reveal that he's like, oh, okay, well, to trick Cheryl, we can't just put someone similar because we don't have anybody with red hair in a wheelchair, so we're just going to buy
a wig.
Yeah. So we're going to dig up the body.
Yep. I'm going to put Jason's body. I'm going to hypnotize her and put a dead body, which is disgusting.
It really is.
Oh, I hate the dead body stuff.
Yeah, it's gross. He looks gross. The little dead body
And they have his
figure at
mouth
the
sewn
end.
shut.
Yeah. Yeah, the mouth sewn shut stuff's grisly.
Mm-hmm.
There's some gnarly stuff in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the finger's getting shot off. Like,
Yeah, it's gross. Nothing is better than a scene where you have to run through a like forest or a woods in a formal dress.
oh yeah, it is good.
There's nothing like having to, and you're like, what? The men get to wear suits and she's got to wear like a multi-layered dress while running through the woods. Like, it's just great. And
Yeah.
who's the one that falls? Archie.
It's true.
What a shock.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the Alice versus Penelope kind of like contrast. They're not really foils, but like kind of. They are in the sense that like, okay, so like they both have been with Hal. Horrible journey for them to, the point on their triangle, I guess, is
Oh
not
God,
lovely.
yeah.
But so then you've got Penelope, who is actively working with the evil side of Hal and is trying to kill Betty. She's trying to kill, and Hal's helping? Question mark.
Yeah.
And then also in Hal's like, Betty, you have to kill me or I'll kill your friends. I'm like, Hal, what's in this for you? Hal's lost his mind.
Yeah, he just wants to kill people. It's no longer even like sinners and things like that. He's just trying to kill them.
Well,
Because we don't even really get an explanation of like why he was trying to kill
Betty that night.
Yeah, because I guess he was listening because we get the reveal that Penelope's the grand mastermind over the past 2 seasons.
Was he trying to kill Betty or was he just trying to like get her and scare her?
I don't know.
Like we don't know. Like we have no resolution or conversation with Hal about what the fuck he was doing.
No. It's just a big twist that it's like it was Penelope the whole time for 24 episodes. Or not even longer than that. 48.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay.
So we
Because she
have
wanted to get revenge for Jason.
and for how they treated her when she was younger.
Right.
So Penelope is doing these horrible things, whereas Alice is actively helping Penelope's daughter. She's helping Cheryl get out.
Right, yeah.
I just thought that was really, it's fun to contrast like the Penelope's trying to kill Betty while Alice is trying to save Cheryl.
Yeah, that's great. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, it's a good little thing there.
Right.
And then who has to come save them from Penelope? Cheryl Blossom.
That's right.
Cheryl Blossom with her bow and arrows and her cool cloak.
Will always be the foil to her mother.
Mm-hmm. Kevin being left behind.
So that means Fangs is gone.
Mm-hmm.
El Royale's missing a boxer and the serpents are missing a serpent.
Mm-hmm. I have some questions about that in the sense that wouldn't it have been more fun if Fangs had been the FBI informant?
That would have been great. He's doing so many things.
Anyway.
Because again, it doesn't make sense for Alice to have this turn.
Or like, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. Yeah. Kevin. Yeah, exactly. Give Kevin something redeeming. Like Jesus.
Kevin has just been like, he's one of the best characters in season 1, and then they just absolutely ruin him.
Yeah.
Constantly.
I don't
They
get
turned
it.
him into like an alt-right, crazy conspiracy theory, Joe Rogan listening weirdo.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's weird. I don't like it.
It's.
I don't get it.
I mean, it seems homophobic.
It does feel very homophobic.
It feels very targeted.
It's not my favorite.
No.
It's like we don't want to play into gay stereotypes, so we'll instead make him worse.
He's going to be so evil. But like not in a fun way.
Not in a fun way. Yeah, if he was just evil,
yeah,
that'd be fine. But he's not.
No.
So
he's like the worst white man you know.
Yeah, it's just it's an issue. But so we've got that. I'm like, was he left behind because they were like, because Cheryl had brought up like, oh, his dad's a cop, like he's gonna look for him. Like, is that why we think he was left behind?
I could see it. Not that it seems Tom's paying much attention.
No. Which is weird because right now between the two parents, they've only got one kid because Josie's on the road with her dad.
That's right.
You'd think
Attorney McCoy to be so involved,
well,
too.
What is Tom doing now if he's not a sheriff? And does he work for FP or does he do something else? How does Tom make money now that he's not sheriff?
He's got an OnlyFans.
My God. Well, So we got Kevin. Then, back to my, like, Veronica spins the bottle. Archie fights the bear. Jughead fights Chip.
Oh, it's so
And
dumb.
then
It should have been a puzzle.
Betty shoots her dad. And you're like, it's all right. Like, it's not the worst of them. But I'm like, it should have been something more like Betty. If you're going to play with this Betty having repressed memories and did she kill the cat, it should have been like her dad trying to convince her of like some false narrative and then her like, arguing
they
against
just
it.
try and rush it and be like, you have to kill me because it's in your nature.
Mm-hmm.
You drop the ball on both.
But then she doesn't. She shoots him in the hand.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's so funny. It's like, yeah, you give her a bullet, she can literally shoot you anywhere on your body.
Yeah.
She does the right thing and being like, yeah, I've been going to the gun range. I'm going to blow your fingers off.
Yeah.
Which is a wild shot. I would think like, try and shoot in the leg or something like that. But like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, like we mentioned, the Jughead stuff is dumb. Should have been a puzzle. If you're writing a show and there's going to be like, you have to survive these challenges, you have to put a puzzle in there. I want
a riddle.
Exactly. I want characters solving puzzles and riddles.
I'm not good at riddles though.
I know, but it's fun
Or, like,
to watch
good
characters.
but I meant like coming up with them. How are you gonna come up with a riddle?
I'm not saying I'm doing it.
Oh.
Well, actually, if we did get hired for the next one, then I will have to come up with riddles.
Yeah. So I was like,
I promise you, if you do hire us, we will figure out how to include a riddle or a puzzle.
yeah. You are good at riddles, I feel.
I appreciate it. I don't know if I don't feel like I am.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have confidence issues.
That's right.
Okay, my only other thing is Tony going straight to home and not to FP. Once again, wild.
Yeah, and she realizes her mistake later of like, God damn it.
Yeah, why did I do that?
Uh-huh.
I would not have drank the
I stopped
tea.
to have tea.
Yeah, I don't drink the tea. Also, like, you knew Cheryl's mom wasn't going to go save her.
Oh, no. I mean, even before we realized that she's the evil mastermind behind everything.
Yeah, she wasn't going to go save her.
Mm-mm. So then she would have been commissioning Hiram to do things through the Gargoyle King.
Mm-hmm.
Along with Warden Norton and all that downstream. Even though Hiram thought he was in charge of her when he was ordering them to do things. So she was quietly feeding him information and orders to do things that he would then try and delegate down to her.
I don't think Hiram's really involved.
He was getting orders from the king.
We did have that one scene, where the Gargoyle King was in this.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm really lost.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a map.
But I like that she's like, how am I going to bring this back? I'm going to get the kids addicted. We're going to get the kids back into it.
See, I still...
Then that comes to Hiram manufacturing drugs.
But do you think he knew the whole time she was working with the king? You don't think Hiram knew who the Gargoyle King was?
No. I don't think he would have listened. Because he wants to be in charge. Because remember, and also later he goes like, all hail the king. He sees the Gargoyle King as a means to an end, but I don't think he would listen to Penelope. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when Hal escapes, that's of his own skill and volition, and that wasn't with the assistance of like a Hiram, or is it with the assistance of Penelope? Because he's being moved to Hiram's jail.
Right. I assume that would be Hiram. That is somehow like one of the guards gives him a knife to be able to cut off his hand.
And to blow them all up. Kills
right,
everyone
yeah,
else.
exactly, yeah. And then for the
So is
car
it
to blow up.
Penelope then?
I don't know.
Who finds out that he's going to be moved then?
I guess maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
It's very silly.
it is silly. But and then Penelope just murders Hal in front of Betty.
Yeah.
So obviously he wasn't very good in bed.
No. He was a means to an end.
Yeah. Good God. What a show.
What a show.
I feel more traumatized than the characters, I feel.
Oh, yeah. They're just like, whew, what a year.
Yeah, crazy year. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I guess it was a full year, right? Because we started this season with the trial.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, so Archie goes next year, senior year. We're going to make it great and vow not to do anything bad. So that means he made it to senior year.
Yeah. He got his grades together somehow.
Damn. I can barely do anything.
We assume.
Yeah. I guess so. Is Principal Weatherby, did he get ascended?
Oh, shit. He was at the farm.
Yes.
I guess so.
Oh my God. The amount of things that's like tumbling out of my brain about connecting loose sets this season. It's like, oh, and there's more, and there's more, and there's more.
Mm-hmm. You also lose like a lot of the town to the farm.
Yes.
Like your what does your job market look like without all the farmies now?
That's true. You lost a lot of your senior class too. I feel like a lot of students are gone. You're just
Kevin and Fangs.
Kevin and Fangs. Yeah, I guess that's true.
But since there's only one class at Riverdale High, so it's kind of hard.
That's exactly. So
you lost a lot of them to the Gargoyle King. You got a lot of dead kids this year.
Yeah, and to Hal. Hal killed like 3 people.
Mm-hmm. Wait, Gargoyle King, Hal, Penelope.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fair.
That's all together.
That's right.
Well,
not to mention the going through drugs, but yeah.
Yeah.
What a season.
Any other thoughts?
No. I'll stop it there.
I don't think I can have any more thoughts. I think I'm thought out.
I feel like I'm just going to be wandering in the house, like make a dinner or something and be like, wait, what about this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, we come to an exciting conclusion. So next time, let's look real quick. I think we'll be doing the first 2 episodes of the Chilling Adventures of... Oh, sorry.
Hit me with the keyboard tray.
I know, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Olive.
Yeah, I think because it's going to be 9 episodes. I think I want to try and go to. So yeah, we'll start off with doing the first 2 episodes of season 2 or part 2.
Part 2.
And then I think we'll go 2, 2, and 2 until the last one, and we'll just watch that separately.
Okay.
I wanted to see if I can double check real quick. Does it give me run times? No, that's all right. Yeah, we'll plan on doing that. So we'll do on next week 2 episodes of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Well,
for spooky season. But that's it for this episode. You can find us on all your audio podcast platforms of choice at Dead Ends. You can also find us on YouTube at dead_ends, where you can see the video version and our smiling faces and our microphones.
and my Snuffleupagus stuffy.
That's right, and Snuffy. And then you can also talk to us through the comments on YouTube or send us an email. We like talking to people through there. And also, if you have a question you want us to bring up on the podcast, drop it in one of those locations too and specify it. And all of our art also is for podcast art is made by Vendrnik, and you can find their Tumblr in all the episode links. What else? Oh, the email is deadendspcast@gmail.com. And you can also find us on Blue Sky at dead-ends. And soon, again, very soon, maybe this weekend, we'll have that Instagram up. And I think that is it.
Well,
do you want to lead us off this time?
Sure. Did you do it last time?
I don't think so.
You can't remember, can you?
We don't fit in.
We're not gonna fit in.
Stretch.
I was like, are you asking because you think it's my turn, or are you asking because you don't know? And it's okay either way. I just wanted to know.
Why not both?
Well, we love you.
We love you.